Well, I want to talk about the medical waste here and medical, what should I say, direct attacks on their customers is amazing. First of all, let's just go to something simple. Up until about, I'd say 10, 15 years ago, the medical system, the national level, state level, county level, and city level, and local and state and national associations, AMA and so forth, it was unethical for physicians to advertise in public stuff like magazines and newspapers and television and radio stuff. Well, guess what? Now they're advertising all of these categories, physicians and hospitals and clinics and various laboratories, individual physicians. They're advertising and making crazy claims like used car salesmen, right? 15 years ago, they couldn't advertise. It was unethical. Now they're all doing it like crazy. Then, according to the Institute of Medicine on September 2012, they came out and said each year, the medical system in America, we're not talking about the government, but the medical system in America through insurance and individual doctors and hospitals and clinics weighs $750 billion a year, which is $750 billion. $750 billion a year. That's 30% of our medical budget. This is 30 cents out of every dollar, okay, goes for fraud or unnecessary treatment. The fraud part is when they diagnose you with a disease you don't have, and they treat you for a disease you don't have. Or maybe they bill you for a treatment they didn't even do. And then, of course, nursing homes tend to be the easiest place to pick people off because most of them have dementia, they're disabled, and anybody coming there, talking with them is a great thing because they're all lonely and need visitors and so forth. So when a doctor goes in there and he writes them a prescription or does a procedure on them and bills the insurance company for it, 90% of the time, I don't know, it's a very high percentage of the time, they don't even need the treatment, okay? But the people have good insurance, and they will pay for chronic Lyme disease, need an infusion every week for the rest of their life. They are diagnosed, they're like 90 years old and have arthritis, and they say we give them a double hip replacement. They only have weeks to live, and they give them cataract operations and so forth. And we're talking about $750 billion a year. $1 is paid, 30 cents of it is fraudulent and unnecessary treatment. That's three-fourths of $1 trillion. 1/3 of the medical budget in America is either fraud or unnecessary treatment, and the doctors get a walk. This is why I urge everybody to get a hold of that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and learn how to take care of yourself. You can do your own examinations. You can do your own laboratory work for pennies. I mean, you can go to a pharmacy without a prescription. You can get a test for colonoscopic exams you can do yourself called an occult blood test. I mean, we're talking about less than $5 for that one. And we're talking about blood tests and urine tests for diabetes and high blood pressure. Tests, you can do that. You can take your own pulse in those free machines. You don't even need to buy a machine to do your blood pressure and pulse. You can go to the pharmacy and get it done for nothing. And they have tests for everything. And, of course, in the book, Let's Play Doctor, the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, Passport to Aromatherapy, in the chapters on home laboratory and diagnosis and so forth, it teaches you how to do your own diagnosis, how to do your own treatment, and how to do your own laboratory work. Yeah, you can do your own allergy testing through the pulse test. It's very simple stuff, low cost, non-invasive, not dangerous, and you don't have to run your insurance bill up. You don't have to visit a doctor and risk getting killed. Okay? So I urge everybody to get that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils. Again, the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, the Passport to Aromatherapy, and we can save America. It's not the CEO of big corporations that are causing America to go bankrupt, to cause manufacturing assembly jobs to leave America. It's the high cost of medical benefits. That's the thing that drives all these companies out of this country. Okay? High cost of medical benefits. Insurance has been the worst possible thing for human health in America. Remember, I'm a veterinarian as well as a physician. We don't have health insurance for animals, and therefore a veterinarian has to fix a problem pretty quick. Otherwise, if it's a cow or a sheep or a pig or a chicken, if the veterinarian doesn't fix it the first visit out there, the farmer just eats the animal, and veterinarian never gets invited back. In humans, it doesn't seem to matter whether the doctor injures the person, infects them, cuts off the wrong leg, kills their family member. People keep going back to doctors like moths to a flame because insurance will pay. Insurance has been the deadliest thing for human health in America. Doctors have learned how to use your insurance as an ATM machine for their lifestyles and their families. Make sure that they get all their kids into college without having to get student loans and hang that around their necks. And so if you take over, we can save America together, but we're going to have to do it proactively, even as an obsession. We're going to have to take care of ourselves, and this is where the 90 essential nutrients come in. You take the 90 essential nutrients every day. I've been doing it every day for 66 years, since I was 9 years old. I'm 74 years old, and I have not been to a doctor, with me being the patient, in 66 years. I have never been on a prescription medication. If everybody were like me medically in America, the medical system would be real humble. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
I thought we'd talk about prescription drugs, as I've got a story here from CNN where the headline reads, "Name-brand drug prescriptions are costing you big," according to a report. Say tax dollars that fund Medicare are going toward excessive amounts of name-brand drugs when generics could be prescribed. See, a small portion of doctors nationwide is costing American taxpayers big time because a tendency to prescribe name-brand medications through Medicare when generics are available. This is all from an analysis by ProPublica, a nonprofit organization. So the biggest offenders were 913 practitioners who were prescribing name-brand drugs to taxpayers at a cost of $300 million in 2011 alone. And this is all from ProPublica's Charles Ornstein and Tracy Weber and Jennifer LaFleur. These doctors wrote at least 5,000 prescriptions that year. Many of the doctors also had financial ties to the companies that manufactured the drugs they prescribed, and they also accepted thousands of dollars from drug companies in the form of promotional or consulting fees. And say Medicare's drug program, although it seems to be a fiscal success, has hidden billions of dollars lost to unnecessary expensive prescribing over the program's 8-year history. Say Part D had well-intended aspects. It gave low-income individuals access to cheap medications. At the same time, it enabled doctors, that is, to prescribe name-brand drugs without complaint from low-income patients. They go on to say that regardless, medication costs Part D allows patients to pay less than $7 per prescription. And they go on to say that Part D cost taxpayers $62 billion last year. That's billion with a B, and more than a third of that went towards low-income subsidy. According to ProPublica, it said more than 11 million people received that subsidy. And ProPublica also states that the piece pointed to an analysis from Medicare Payment Advisory Commission, or MedPAC, that reports to Congress on Medicare, showing that Medicare could save $1.3 billion a year in 7 drug categories if generics were prescribed to low-income patients and other Medicare enrollees at the same portion. They say savings might even be more in the tune of $44 billion in a decade. That comes from a Washington think tank, Bipartisan Policy Center, and it's unconscionable, that these guys would take money from the drug companies and then purposely prescribe these name-brand drugs and cost every American extra dough that we shouldn't have to be paying out. It's disgusting.
Absolutely right. And, of course, doctors are not supposed to accept kickbacks from pharmaceutical companies for using drugs, so now they have converted the words to doing research for them, research reports, consulting, and it's just a name game. It's the same old stuff. These doctors who prescribe millions of dollars worth of prescriptions, believe me, they're driving a new Mercedes. They're getting their gasoline paid for. They're getting trips and cruises and so on for their families. And as you say, it's very obscene. And here's where people can make the doctors toe the line by not using them. You dry up their source of income, which is the patient. They become very humble. And so the more we take care of ourselves, the less we need doctors, the more likely they are to toe the line, simply because the pharmaceutical companies won't be giving them a lot of money if they're not prescribing a lot of drugs. And so it's this round robin. Where does it start? Well, the doctors aren't going to change. They're enjoying the money too much. The pharmaceutical industry is not going to change. There's lots of cures out there, but the pharmaceutical companies make treatments. You have to remember, pharmaceutical companies do not make cures, with the exception of antibiotics, can cure pneumonia, cure strep throat, that kind of stuff. But with the exception of antibiotics, there's not a prescription drug that cures anything. They all provide long-term therapy. If they do a good job in reducing symptoms, you keep using the drug, when in many cases there's a simple cure. Ask your longevity associate for the trilogy of books and learn how you can prevent and cure diseases yourself. Stay away from doctors. They kill, pillage, and defraud you. Sounds ugly to me. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's go to California. And Madru, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Madru, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I was at the mall yesterday, and I saw a gentleman. Anyway, bottom line, he's a vegetarian, but he also was using a cane, but I found out he has hepatitis C.
Okay. Anything else you need to know about other than being a vegetarian and having hep C?
Some bone issues, yeah, that too.
Okay, so he has what, like osteoporosis or arthritis?
Yeah, something like that, yes.
Okay. Well, arthritis is a very common nutritional deficiency disease in vegetarians because they tend not to eat any animal products. They tend not to supplement because they eat organic for the most part, and they like to think that they can get everything they need by being a vegetarian and eating organic without supplementation, and it's not true. All vegetarians who are unsupplemented, all vegans who are unsupplemented suffer egregiously. And then hep C is usually from dentist work, needle sticks at hospitals, surgeries, giving blood, getting blood, that kind of stuff. And it's caused by hepatitis C virus. And so we have two things going on here. Do you have an idea how much this guy weighs?
I would say he probably weighs about 165.
Okay. All right. Well, let's have him take 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month. 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month. Now, he may object, to the glucosamine in there. If he would rather switch it out to Cal Toddy, there's no animal products whatsoever in the Cal Toddy as opposed to the OsteoFX Plus. And so he could switch that out. That would be at his body weight. I'd have him get 2 quarts of the OsteoFX Plus. Excuse me, let me back up. 2 quarts of the Cal Toddy per month. It'll allow him to have 1 ounce of the Cal Toddy at breakfast and dinner. I'd have him take 1 scoop, better yet 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, and then 3 of the Multi-Omega, which are from Evening Primrose Oil. There's no fish oils or anything like that in there. And so he could have 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And then for the hepatitis C, I'd have him take the Killer Biotic, and 3 of those twice a day, 2 bottles a month. The selenium, I'd add the selenium, 3 of those twice a day. That's for the liver's health. That's 2 bottles a month. Call me every 2 weeks. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Canada. And Sandra, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Sandra. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I had called you before about my 87-year-old mother who's 5'4", 150 pounds. She's been on dialysis for about a year. She goes 3 times a week. She doesn't have sugar. She just has very high blood pressure. She has an aneurysm, which will be taken out December 2nd for the second time they're going in, because the first time they didn't get it out. But I put her on, I went to see a naturopathic doctor who put her on magnesium, stress B for screaming out. It did go a little bit better, and she also put her on a protein powder. My mom is starting to go to the bathroom again, but it's very complex on the dialysis now because they're taking too much fluid out of her, and she's crashing. Her blood pressure is fluctuating from 200 and something over 104 right down to like 98 over 64. I got your products. I started her on them. About 4 days into them, she just started complaining about the stomach ache. She does suffer a lot from digestive system, like her digestive system isn't very good. So I stopped all products, even the protein powder, and then she didn't go to the bathroom. So I want to start introducing her slowly to everything again. But my question is, which product do I start first? And not only that, how do I know? Like, I can't tell dialysis that I'm having her on these products because they probably won't take my mom into dialysis. And how do I keep her safe while she's on dialysis when she's crashing because they're taking so much fluid off of her? Because these products are helping. I know they are, because she didn't pee before, and now when I put her on the protein powder, she's flowing.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, we've asked 45 questions there, so let's see what we can do to help you out. We deal a lot with older people with dialysis. I have one guy up in eastern Canada. He's 87 years old, same age, has not urinated since he was 14. He had dialysis 6 days a week for like 65 years because he didn't urinate. And in just 2 weeks on our program, he was urinating, his blood pressure came down to normal, and they took him off of dialysis because all his blood levels and everything came back down to normal. His kidneys were functioning again after 65 years on dialysis. Okay, so if everything's working right, it should go pretty quickly. Now, first of all, I'd get her on a gluten-free diet. Constipation, not responding to medication, stomach aches, all that kind of stuff kind of goes along with gluten intolerance. So I'd get her on a gluten-free diet. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. I'd have her eat rice and baked sweet potatoes with butter and cinnamon. I'd have her eat millet, buckwheat, which is not wheat, flax, that kind of stuff. And stick with me. We'll be back, and I'll give you a program on how to start her back on supplements after these messages. We're going to go right back to Canada and Sandra. Okay, the place I would start, because your mom is on long-term dialysis, has high blood pressure, is I would give her 3 of the Ultimate Daily tablets twice a day, 3 at breakfast and 3 at dinner. That'll require 1 bottle a month of the Ultimate Daily tablets. Then after a couple of days, let's say 3 or 4 or 5 days, and she's taking them well, everything's fine, I would have her take them with meals. I'd have her take half her meal and then take the tablets, so she's not taking the tablets on an empty stomach. She's 87 years old, and I'm really disturbed at these medical doctors going in for a second try on an aneurysm, an 87-year-old woman. I think it's actually terrible. I have many people who had inoperable aortic aneurysms, and they just did our basic programs, and within a couple of months, the aneurysms were gone. Okay, because aneurysms are caused by deficiencies of minerals. Okay, it's not a genetic thing. It's not an age thing. It's always caused by a deficiency of minerals. And oftentimes, even if people are supplementing, if they're not absorbing, which many people who are 87 years old don't do a very good job of digestion and or absorbing, she could have a gluten intolerance, all this kind of stuff. And I'd certainly get her on a gluten-free diet, no fried foods, no processed meats or nitrates and nitrites. But I'd start her out on the Ultimate Daily tablets because that'll deal with the high blood pressure and it'll deal with the dialysis. It'll help get blood flowing through obstructed arteries. It'll help support healthy blood pressure. And, of course, high blood pressure can be due to the arteries in the kidney being blocked. When you have kidney failure on dialysis, it rarely means you have kidney disease directly. It usually means that the arteries, afferent arteries that bring the dirty blood into the filtering units are blocked, and the kidney is not functioning, not because there's something wrong with the kidney, but it's just not getting the raw materials to filter. And so the whole idea with the Ultimate Daily tablets is to support healthy blood flow through the obstructed arteries, even in the kidney. And then it can happen very quickly sometimes. Sometimes it takes a couple of months. And then the second thing I would go to, again, would be for the selenium. I would add the selenium in a couple of days, maybe after a week. I'd have her take 2 selenium twice a day. Again, she could probably take more, but she's 87 years old, so let's just give her 2 selenium twice a day. Good for her liver, good for her kidneys, good for her heart, good for her eyes, good for her brain, good for her muscles, good for a lot of stuff, good for the arteries. And so it's imperative to kind of start there. And then after a week of just the Ultimate Daily tablets and the selenium, everything's fine. And again, take these supplements after she's eaten half of her meals. I would move her up to the Beyond Tangerine. I'd go with the 2.0. The newer one has 50% more auric points, 50% more antioxidant points. And I'd have her take, I'd start her out with half a scoop in the morning, half a scoop at night. If a week goes by and she doesn't have any problems, then I'd go to a full scoop twice a day. And eventually, if nothing seems funny or uncomfortable for her, I'd go to 2 scoops twice a day, but I wouldn't start there. And then, of course, the EFA Pluses, I'd have her take 2 of those twice a day. If everything goes fine after a week or 2, then I'd go to a full 3 twice a day, and that's where I would start. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Delaware. And Stacy, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Stacy, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I'm calling. I was diagnosed a couple weeks ago, well, about a month and a half now, on lupus, systemic lupus, and also
Okay.
I have thyroid trouble.
Okay, how much do you weigh?
I weigh about 212,
Okay, how tall are you?
5'7.5".
Okay, and let's see here. Do you have any skin rashes, any rosacea on your face? You know, that rash that goes on the face usually with lupus?
No, I don't have any on my face. I was just having trouble with, I was breaking out like I was having, like, allergic reactions. My legs, it's like in my legs, on my legs and my feet.
Okay. Not talking about nervous skin stuff, but you're talking about pain or discomfort or numbness? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I have the pain, and then I was breaking out like rash. It looked like I got like bruises all over my leg, like blotches, like bruises.
Okay.
And I had like the swelling and like break out like a allergic reaction or something.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Now, tell me, do you have any children?
Yes, 2.
Okay. Do they have any health problems, you know, asthma as a kid or skin problems or constipation or diarrhea?
No.
Okay, they don't have any health challenges.
No, just to have like a few allergies, like the seasonal allergies.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, here's what I would do. I would have you get on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. I'd have you living on baked sweet potatoes with butter and cinnamon. I'd have you taking things like rice and millet and buckwheat, which is not wheat, things like flax, and lots of green leafy vegetables and tomatoes and that kind of thing. I'd also have you eat some poached eggs, high-quality proteins. I would have you eat eggs. Stay away from all other grains, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. If you're going to eat bread, which you shouldn't, you need to lose some weight here, 212 pounds. I'd like to see it 5'7". I'd like to see it 150. And so I'd have you lose maybe 60 pounds over a period of 2-3 months. We can do that very carefully and safely. But it's imperative when you have lupus to stay away from gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And then I would have you take the 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month, 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month, 1 full dose filling of breakfast and dinner. The glucogel with 2 healthy bone and joint packs, that will allow you to take 15 a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's going to help you with the pain and numbness and tingling, that sort of stuff in the legs and hips and knees and ankles and toes. And then the, let's see here, the thyroid, the low thyroid, I would also have you give up what we call cruciferous vegetables, no cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, or kale, because they interfere with thyroid function. I would also have you take our Ocean's Gold, which is a blend of trace minerals from both freshwater and marine plants and algae and so forth. And I would go ahead and take 3 twice a day. 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner would be 2 bottles a month of the Ocean's Gold. And I want you to call me every couple of weeks because you're going to show benefit very quickly here now. And you will begin to lose weight just on this program. But if you want to speed it up and lose the weight fairly quickly, I would have you also add the ASAP, as slim as possible, as soon as possible. I'd have you take a dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal. And 1 bottle will last you a month if you do that. And usually after a day or 2, you're up to losing half a pound to 2 pounds a day. Obviously, portion control is important here. If you need some help, we do have the Slender Effects Weight Management System meals, or $1.15 per meal. They only have 110 calories per meal. I'd like to throw in a couple of eggs in there so that you're going to be up to maybe 250, 300 calories per meal at that point with 2 eggs added to it. I would also have you make it with water, and there's no sugar in it, which is a good thing. And so you can make it with water, and you're going to lose weight a little faster and safely by adding the Slender Effects Weight Management System meals. So let's go there. That's going to cover the thyroid, the lupus, and the weight. Give me a call every couple of weeks. Okay, Doug, we got time to start another one?
We're just about at break time.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and take it. Remind everybody, if you're going to do the longevity business as a business, I would like you to get a hold of that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport Aromatherapy, and learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, aromatherapy. Also has the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport Aromatherapy. And stick with us. We'll be back with more truth, justice, and the longevity way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
And let's head to Arkansas. And Jackie, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Jackie, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, how can I help you today?
I have chronic dry eye, and I have blepharitis. Well, now my eyelashes are falling out, and so I didn't know if there was, and I've been to a lot of doctors, and I can't seem to really get my symptoms alleviated.
Okay.
So,
see, how old are you, Jackie?
I'm 30.
Okay. Do you have any history of things like skin problems, acne when you were a kid, or rosacea?
I still have acne.
Okay. And did you have any history of things like dermatitis, eczema, or psoriasis?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you have constipation or bloating belly as a kid?
I have ulcers, so that kind of comes with the
Gastric
territory.
ulcers or ulcer colitis?
I think it's gastric.
Okay. And did you have anything like asthma or chronic bronchitis?
No.
Do you have children?
I have one.
Okay. Does this child have any health problems?
No.
Okay. Well, when you lose eyelashes and eyebrows and hair, do you get some hair in your hairbrush and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, when I have to clean the crust from my eyes, they fall out. If I just touch my eyes, they fall out.
Your eyelashes fall out just by touching your eyes?
Yeah. I can go in there to clean the crust or whatever with a Q-tip, and they just come out. I can scratch my eyebrows, and those hairs will come out.
Okay.
So it's mainly just my lashes and my eyebrows that have a lot of, not my regular hair.
Okay. Yeah, this sort of thing is caused by malabsorption, and almost always because of a gluten intolerance. And what I'd like you to do is give up, and you'll know this within 90 days, give up gluten. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Every grocery store has at least one, maybe two gluten-free aisles now because so many people are suffering from a gluten intolerance. And so what I want you to do is give up gluten. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils, that kind of stuff. Now, how much do you weigh, Jackie?
100.
100 pounds, okay? Then what I want you to do is take one healthy heart and brain pack per month, divide it in half, take a half a dose of all the products. There's 5 products in there. I'd have you take a half a dose of each of the products at breakfast, a half a dose of each of the products at dinner. Okay, so one healthy heart and brain pack will last you a month. I would also have you take 2 capsules of the hair, skin, and nails at breakfast and 2 at dinner. That'll take 1 bottle a month to do that. I would also have you get 2 bottles of glucogel. I want you to take 10 a day of the glucogel. It's 5 at breakfast, 5 at dinner. All this is going to give you all the raw materials necessary for skin, hair, and nails. And also, getting on a gluten-free diet is going to increase and maximize your efficiency of absorption. So we'll know in 90 days, but certainly you could see something much quicker than that, especially being 30 years old. You're fairly young, and so people turn around pretty quickly. I've had so many people tell me, I lost all my eyelashes, lost my eyebrows, losing hair like crazy, and got on a gluten-free diet, got on the 90 for Life stuff, and all the hair grew back. And so it's amazing because you are not what you eat. You're absolutely positively what you absorb. And so you have an absorption problem. This is very typical of people that absorb from. They get what's called global alopecia. They lose head hair, axillary or armpit hair, pubic hair, They lose hair on their, men will lose hair on their chest and their arms and so forth. And it all comes back when you get on a gluten-free diet and take the 90 essential nutrients. But I like to throw in the extra hair, skin, and nails. And, of course, you're going to get the tin, which is very important for hair and preventing male pattern baldness in both men and women. You're going to get the tin in the Beyond Tangerine and the Osteo FX Plus. Give me a call every couple of weeks if you would, Jackie. Give us a report because a lot of people are suffering with the same thing you are. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Great testimonies and questions. Thank you so much, Doug and Billy. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.